If narcissists are so cursed, if they are so insecure, empty, and emotionally bankrupt, then how come some of them end up becoming billionaires? How is it that someone who constantly seeks validation, depends on others for a sense of identity, and is terrified of being exposed, ends up on magazine covers, running massive corporations, or becoming the face of success? That is the contradiction no one talks about. It is easy to say narcissists are fake, fragile, and failing behind the scenes, and they are. But it is also true that some of the most outwardly successful people in the world are, in fact, narcissists. And not just narcissists, we're talking about full blown Machiavellian, sadistic, exploitative personalities who climb to the top by stepping on everyone below. So, what's going on? Let's find out. I want to pull that curtain back and show you 19 inhuman habits of a highly successful narcissist. You will recognize these behaviors, these habits, I bet, if you have worked under one, dated one, or watched one from afar. I'm Danish, a narcissistic abuse recovery professional. Welcome to my channel. Habit number one, they monetize every relationship. To a narcissist, people are not people. No, they're pipelines, either to money, status, or access to influence. If a person cannot be monetized in some way, they are discarded like trash. Successful narcissists climb up by using people as assets. Friends become clients, partners become investors, team members become unpaid brand ambassadors. There is no real loyalty, only usefulness. Now, don't get me wrong. If your partner, if your friend is your business partner and they somehow contribute, that's an entirely different scenario. I'm talking about functionality. I'm talking about the only role you play in their life. If you stop being financially beneficial to them, you will cease to exist and then you will be devalued. Habit number two, they copy and rebrand without guilt. A narcissist does not invent, they steal. They scan the landscape for people doing great work, rip off their ideas, and wrap it in prettier packaging. They are not just thieves, they are performers. They will speak with confidence, claim the credit, and rewrite history until even the original creator doubts themselves. And when they are confronted, they either gaslight or sue. Number three, they use emotional manipulation as sales strategy. You think they are selling a product or a service. No, but what they are selling is hope, desperation, fear, and urgency. They know exactly how to push your pain buttons. They read your financial trauma, your loneliness, self doubt, and turn it into a marketing funnel. They hardly care if their product works or not. What matters is how fast they can get you to pay before you wake up. Number four, they lie on their resume, then learn backwards. Most successful narcissists start by faking their way in. They fake experiences, results, confidence. They lie during interviews. They embellish on websites. They create testimonials out of thin air. And once they get the gig, they scramble to learn just enough not to get caught. Or they outsource everything to someone more competent while taking all the credit. Number five, they hire the desperate, not the talented. Why? Because desperate people do not set boundaries. They are trapped. They do not ask for raises. They do not speak up. They say yes to everything. Successful narcissists intentionally surround themselves with people who need money more than they need dignity. That's not a team, that's a power imbalance designed to protect their ego and profit margins. Number six, they use flattery to trap investors and clients. Narcissists understand that most people are starving for validation, so they use it like bait. They compliment your intelligence, potential, and uniqueness. They make you feel like a chosen one, not because you are to them, but because they want your money. Once you invest, the mask comes off and you lose it all. Number seven, they exploit every loophole without shame. Taxes, contracts, affiliate deals, labor laws. If there is a way to cheat the system without getting caught, they will. They will hide money, misreport expenses, fake invoices, ghost employees, all with a straight face because they feel no remorse. And if they do get caught, they will either bribe their way out or spin the narrative until they become the victim. Number 8, they overpromise and underdeliver on purpose. It is not incompetence, it's strategy. They promise massive results to get you in, then deliver the bare minimum to stay legal. They rely on the fact that most people won't fight back. They will gaslight you, delay refunds, or blame you for not implementing properly. Number 9, they build a persona, not a product. Their brand is bigger than their work. They obsess over aesthetics, press features, speaking gigs, and followers. But the actual work they do is hollow. They sell themselves better than they serve. And the tragedy is, it works. Number 10, they exploit niche trauma for viral monetization. They study your wounds, then turn it into a product. Now, there is nothing wrong with offering help. If you have found a solution, why not share it with others? But they do not do it with such intention. They do it with an intention of exploitation. It could be abuse, poverty, heartbreak, generational trauma, anything that is trending. Narcissistic abuse. They position themselves as healers, as guides, but behind the scenes, they don't care. They hardly give a damn. They are just riding the algorithm. They offer zero value. They just want to convert you. Number 11, they never pay full price for anything. They negotiate everything down to the last penny, not because they're broke or want to do it, but because they enjoy power plays. They expect freebies, discounts, and favors from people who are already struggling. That is the exploitativeness I'm talking about. They feel entitled to more than they give. Always. Don't they do the same thing in the relationship? They make you think, oh, you are so lucky to have them. And you, in return, have to show gratitude by serving their ego all the time. Be their maid, earn for them, take care of their needs while they get to abuse you. Number 12, they manufacture fake origin stories to build cult-like brands. You have seen it. I was living in my car, now I make a $10 million per year. These stories are carefully crafted to trigger your emotions. They're not true, they're exaggerated, plagiarized, or entirely fictional, but they're magnetic. And narcissists know exactly how to weaponize storytelling. You know how they can feign emotions, how they can make you think they're authentic. But if you notice the patterns, you will find out the truth. Number 13, they replicate successful models instead of creating their own. Why innovate when you can imitate? They study what is trending, reverse engineer it, and slap their name on it. They have no shame copying frameworks, business models, or even someone else's personality. Originality is not the goal, control is. Now, we all learn from each other. That is not the problem. The problem is when they hide it, when they make it their own solution, when it's obvious that somebody else has come up with it already. They claim that it was their genius, but it never is because they don't have any creative potential. All they do is they watch what others are doing, what can earn them a quick buck, and they come up with a solution with a band-aid to a wound that needs a surgery. Number 14, they use other people's money to build their empire. Narcissists rarely put their own money at risk. They use yours, investors, followers, and lovers. They borrow, crowdfund, or emotionally manipulate people into funding their dreams. Then they walk away with a profit while others clean up the mess. They do not live up to their purpose because there is not any. The only purpose is to earn money and deliver a shitty product. People can complain, but it's none of their problem. Number 15, they exploit global inequality while pretending to be inclusive. They will hire underpaid workers from developing countries, demand round-the-clock labor, and call it supporting international talent. They extract cheap labor while posting about equality and empowerment. It's not just exploitative, it is performative cruelty wrapped in branding. Number 16, they justify exploitation with passive income talk. They love to talk about freedom, don't they? They will talk about flexibility, earning while sleeping. But the system that gives them passive income is built on other people's exhaustion. They automate your suffering while they meditate on a beach. Number 17, they use confusing jargon to intimidate and impress. Complexity becomes a shield, you see. They speak in convoluted language so you feel dumb. You don't question, or you stay dependent. It is not their intelligence. You may think it is, but it is strategic obfuscation. Number 18, they collaborate with powerful people only to leech their clout. Every partnership is calculated. They do not want equality, they want proximity to power. Once they get what they want, the name, the exposure, and the credibility, they either ghost the partner or compete against them using the exact knowledge they stole. Have you noticed that? Have you seen that? Has it happened to you? Let me know in the comments. Number 19 and the last one. They weaponize humility to build trust. Fake tears, modest captions, I am just like you speeches. They use manufactured humility to make you drop your guard. Once you believe they are real, they upsell, cross-sell, and lock you into parasitic funnels. Now you understand the truth. Narcissists do not succeed in spite of their darkness. They do not. They succeed because of it. But that success is built on theft, lies, manipulation, and delusion. It is empty and a house of mirrors with no real foundation. And the higher they climb, the more they need others to believe the illusion. Because the moment someone stops clapping, the mask begins to crack and it falls. So if you have ever compared yourself to a narcissist who made it, I want you to stop and remember you are not behind. You are just not playing a rigged and a ruthless game. And that is not weakness. That is strength, and you have to reclaim it. Now, one more thing before I end today's episode. If you are somebody who is offering services and you have certain funnels in place, that does not make you a narcissist. If you're doing something, what is the intention behind and how is that helping others? They do not care about the background stuff. They do not care about things that others won't get to know about easily. They only care about the shiny stuff, what you read on their sales page, what you learn about them on their story page. That's it. They want to make it look glorious so that you get hooked in, you buy, then after that, you are forgotten. With that, let's bring this episode to an end. Thank you so much for watching and listening. I will talk to you in the next one. Until then, as always, let the healing begin and continue.